Hello and welcome to the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm your host, Carl Ross Sr. And this platform was created to motivate and to inspire in the hopes that you will become a better you. On this edition of the Ross Cloud Podcast, we have our special guest, Inventor Entrepreneur, Mr. Michael Peaks. What's up, Mike? How are you today?
Hey, Carl, man, I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm doing wonderful, man. Thank you again for coming on the platform, man, and gracing us with your presence, man, on this platform. And I am so excited about this interview. I've been waiting to do this interview with you for a minute, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. You know, the little work schedule got a little hectic and busy. But man, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that you invited me.
Absolutely, man. Thank you again, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get right on into it, man. Let's first start off. Let's talk about where you're from.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm from High Point, North Carolina, neighborhood called Carson Style. Low-income housing, but hey, that ain't got nothing to do with where you're gonna go in life. But hey, I think it's always important to remind people that it's not where you start from, it's where you finish.
Right on. So, talking about that, being that you grew up in low-income neighborhood and everything, let's piggyback, man. Let's talk about high school. What was high school like for you, Mike?
Man, high school was fun. Well, you know, you had the girls. That always make it fun because, you know, testosterone and adolescents be running wild. But, man, just cracking jokes, hanging with the friends. But, man, most important, they didn't know that I love knowledge.
Gotcha.
So I always buckled down when it was time to learn.
I got you. Did you play sports at all while you was in high school?
I started out playing, tried out for football.
Okay.
But
was you any good?
Man, yes.
I was getting ready to say, you got to say you was on it.
Oh, man, you know, one of the running backs. You know, I was in high school, but they always called me Tony Dorsett. They classified my style to him.
Okay, so you was a running back.
Yeah, I'm a running back.
Okay. Was you a dog, man?
Man, I'm a beast. They couldn't tag me. The wind had trouble keeping up with me.
Talk that talk, man. I'm with it. Did you pursue at all? Did you go into college or anything at all, man?
No, I didn't get to pursue the football career. My first dream, because
let's slow it down. Why didn't you choose college? Any particular reason?
I wanted to go to college,
right.
But it was rough at home with my mom, single parent, raising 5 kids on her own, and I'm the oldest. So I had to step up and learn a lot of manhood things at an early age. So she didn't think that I could really play sports and work at the same time. So
I get it.
She didn't see the dream. She just saw the pain she was going through. So I had to choose the dream or your mother, and I chose my mother.
I understand that. I get it, man. Ain't nothing like a mama, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with that transition and you growing up in a single-parent home, I'm sure you went through some adverse times. Let's get into some of the adversity that you faced, man, while you were a youngster coming up. And you don't have to divulge of all your information, man. But if it's something, again, this platform is created to motivate and to inspire. You have an amazing story. So I want to make sure we take the folks on a journey for somebody who may have gone through some adverse times like this. And then we'll get into you overcoming and where you are now. But let's talk about the adversity that has happened in your life and what happened to you in your life.
Okay, well,
and you don't have, like I said, you can skate around it. You know what I'm saying? You like to for the sake of privacy, but transparency is necessary to get us the truth. So as much as you can be transparency, it would be much appreciated by myself and the people that are listening.
Oh, no problem. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat the pain or the challenges, because you can't. It's not going to be that simple. So you can you can prevent somebody from really getting where they're trying to be
Right on.
if you hide the pitfalls. So being in a low income area, we're gonna call it the project, so we can go
Sure.
ahead and can relate, because I want to be able to relate to
Absolutely.
to a lot of people that I know is still some places.
So it presented some challenges.
Yeah, it
Okay.
did. I mean, being on welfare, not having enough, not wearing the best clothes, swapping clothes with your brothers and some of your best friends and stuff like that, and then being made fun of because of what you had on. And
well, I know all about it. I wore them 3-stripe Cougars, bro.
Oh yeah, I had the Cougars, the USA 900. I mean, the
Yes,
USA
sir.
900.
Yes, sir.
Boy, you can kick a wall and it come
Man,
down.
what? The bottom on them shoes, boy, was like paper, like hard plastic,
Oh
bro.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
But I love my ponies and my Pumas.
Come on now, me too.
And I was a Nike fan, but
For sure.
give me some Adidas, because I was a
Oh,
Run
yeah.
DMC fan back then.
For sure.
I'll always be that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah. It presented some challenges as far as the necessities that we needed in the home, but it also sparked my creativity, and which is lead me to why I'm here today, because I always had a gift to create things. Even in school, even in elementary schools, the teachers used to peep over my shoulder and see what I was always doing.
I got you.
And how
So this started in high school. The ability to be an event.
Oh no, it started in elementary.
Did it really?
Yeah, teachers were pulling me out of the class to paint the murals in the hallways, and was always peeping over my shoulder, asking me, "What am I back there doing?"
Gotcha.
And so when they see that I was drawing the Transformers or Voltron, and because my mom couldn't afford it, so I drew it and made it.
Yeah.
And it transformed just like the actual figure.
I
That's
love
when
it.
I realized I had a gift.
You had a gift.
When you can make Transformers out of paper.
I got you.
Yeah.
So did you make paper planes in high school too?
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Probably some of the best paper planes.
Yeah,
probably
they stay
too,
up
huh?
there like they got gas in them.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how good I was with the calculations.
Sure.
And with learning gravity and lift, wind, and all of that. See, I was
Gotcha.
fascinated by science and
Physics,
things,
stuff like that.
things
Yeah.
that make you go, ah.
I got you. What are some of the projects that you worked on while you were in high school outside of the Voltron? And I remember you stated that and painted a mural and everything. But what else did you create while you was in high school?
After a while of just drawing, I fell in love with fashion, because I couldn't afford a lot of things that I liked to wear or
Sure.
seem in my head. One day I want to wear this, so I would design clothes a lot.
Yeah.
But when the inventor part of me didn't really surface until I dibbed and dabbed with it with the Voltron and the Transformers, but it really didn't surface until I got into college.
Got you. So let's go ahead and transition over into college.
Okay.
So you're in college. What's
Yeah.
happening in college so far as your career with inventing?
Okay, so
And what were the classes that you were taking at the time?
business. I took graphics, art, things that could help me draw.
Sure.
I chose graphics first, but then I chose business because I wanted to learn how to transfer what I was able to create into another's hand, and I knew I had to learn business in order to do that.
Absolutely, making sure the foundation was solid.
Yes,
basically,
'cause
you
you
can
got
be
laws out
gifted.
here.
Yeah, you got laws. You can be gifted and talented, but if you don't have the paperwork straight, you can lose everything that you've created.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the importance of us making sure that we. You know what? Before we get into that, so you in college. I'm going to take it back because we're going to take the folks on a journey. This is a story that we're telling about your life, but it's one of inspiration and one of motivation, and one that says, I won't quit no matter what I've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
So you were in college. Everything is going good, but we know most of the time college students, they have a hard time financially. So what happened in between the finances and you getting to you having this gift to be able to invent, but you got to make some money?
Right.
So what led you to get on this track of the street life? Let's just go ahead and call it what it is. How did this happen? Let's talk about some of the events that happened that you got, what's the word I want to look up? You became victim to the streets, basically.
Yes.
Became a product of the streets. Excuse me, not a victim, but a product of the streets.
Yes. And that's what actually led me to college, because
Really?
after I made the mistakes in the streets, selling marijuana,
Okay.
had to go away and do 4 years in prison.
I didn't realize that. So you went to prison before you even went to college.
Yes.
Word.
And so, in prison,
I did not know it was in that order, Mike. For some
Yeah.
reason, man, I thought it was college, then prison. For some reason, man, my bad.
Yeah. No,
But go ahead,
don't
brother.
don't apologize, because
Okay,
see,
yeah.
that's what when you got time to sit and think, then you got time to figure out where you're going or where would you like to go, and then when you make that decision, you got to learn what it takes to get there, and there's certain resources that you're going to need, and education was something I was going to need, especially on the level that I'm on now with these inventions.
I got you.
But going to prison, being caught out there in them streets, making a decision because it was rough, and
Sure.
didn't have no job, hang around guys that was actually doing it, and they introduced me to it. And see, I didn't know nothing about it.
I got you. So they taught you the game.
They taught me the game. So I had a goal. I had a $2,000 goal, which I said that's enough to buy me a little car, pay it off,
Sure.
maybe get me a little apartment and get a job and keep that up with
Sure.
a job.
I got you.
But 2000, soon when I got to 2000, it came so quick that I said, well, why not go ahead and get 5,000?
Got you.
And then 5,000 turned into 10 and 20 and 30,
Rest
and
and
then
rest.
it turned into years, and then you wind up sitting somewhere where you look at it on TV, and then you realize, how did I get here, and how did I get this to this level? Because
Right.
success don't discriminate.
No, it doesn't.
And so you could be successfully wrong, and that's what I found out. Even though I had a lot of money, I was successfully wrong because it created a record. It took me away from my kids, and it gave people a voice to judge me,
Sure.
because it was hard for felons to be able to get a second chance.
Sure.
And so as I watched the TV and saw that,
While you was in the prison.
While I'm
This-
in
all
prison.
this is happening while you in the prison.
oh man, they just showing across the TV, the news, how felons are saying they not getting a second chance. And I said, man, so they going to be judging me like that. They ain't going to want to give me no job.
Yeah.
So they made me draw. So I had a motto. When I'm sitting there drawing, if you come up to talk to me, we're not going to talk about the past, because none of that matters, because
Sure.
we in here now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to focus on what I'm going to do when I get out.
Yeah.
And so that's the only way I took my headphones and have a conversation with a man in prison is we don't talk about the past, we talk about the future.
Right.
Because I don't need to hear no plan how to do it another man's way, because I'm pretty sure somebody in here with that way and that mistake, you just ain't met them yet.
Sure. I got you. And I'm sure you had some tough days and some tough nights, man, missing your children, missing your family.
Oh, man.
I'm sure that was tough within itself. So it was a mental fight too as well, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you lose your freedom, and then you got some kids out there that's dependent on you, and all you do, and you can't do nothing but just tell them nice things in order to get them to hold on to better days.
Sure.
Just hold on to these words, because one day they're going to come true when I get out of here.
So let's give us a ballpark figure about how much money do you think you was clearing when you was on the block? Well, you wasn't a block boy. He was moving weight at the time.
Yeah, I got to a certain level that really sparked some attention.
I got you.
And hey, they got me with a substantial amount of pounds that actually, man.
I got you. When you think about it.
When I think about it, I didn't realize I had got to that level. But see, math is my favorite subject.
Yeah.
And I still to this day didn't call myself a drug dealer. I
Sure.
call, because if the profit is right on tomatoes, I sell tomatoes. And
I see what you're saying.
You can
Yeah.
call me a fruit stand
I
man.
got you. So
a vegetable man.
So it was more or less you turned that into a actual business is what you did.
I treated it just like a business because that's one thing I learned, that the illegal business is the same as legal business.
Correct.
It's just that you got a wholesaler in the world, the legal business, then you got a supplier
Sure. Right.
connection in
Correct.
the illegal business. So it's everybody has the same position but different titles.
I got you. Right. It's levels just like it is in that game, just like it is out here in the regular world. It's different levels. It's protocols you got to follow.
Yeah.
There's certain things you can do, certain things you can't do, I'm sure.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't nothing I'm proud of. It's
No.
But
and let me say this to our listeners. We're not glorifying the fact that, he sold so much marijuana and that he was moving that much weight. We're really ultimately telling a story to build on something to say, hey, basically he made this mistake, but he transitioned into it becoming better. But in order for you to know his story, in order for you to know his magnificent story and how beautiful it is, but how God has elevated him out of his Lodabar experience, his desert place, to him getting to his land in milk and honey, then we have to tell this story. So let's get into the invention part, Mike. While you're in prison, you're still inventing, right?
Yes.
So what are some of the things that you begin to invent? Now you don't have to talk about all of them because I'm sure you got to get it. You're still working on some things.
Yes, it's
Okay.
I got a patent attorney. I done learned how to. When I was in prison and I realized what I had drew on the paper and what I had came up with, I had to learn how to protect it because I knew of patents, but I didn't know how to go about getting a patent.
Sure.
So I found out where you get the information from, which was the Library of Congress. So I started writing them. And, man, they sent me some helpful information. So I started to teach myself while I was in there how to hire agents, how to go about seeking a patent attorney, how to protect my inventions.
Correct.
And so that's what, because you will always hear, man, you better get a patent. There's somebody going to steal it from you. Somebody going to steal it from you. But, hey, I already knew that, but it's more to just saying you're going to get something without knowing where to go get it.
Correct. I get it.
So I had
absolutely.
to research the protection that I needed, and I found it, and after I got it, I learned it. And then I reached out. I had my sister them wrote letters home, or when they came to visit me, gave them a list of things to do and information to get, and people to call and ask questions for me if though they were me, and then mail me back in the answers.
Correct.
So that's how I learned that. But when I realized and I saw what I had created on the paper, I started doing that. But one of the greatest inventions that I ever created is the sleepyhead pillow.
Now, folks, I want y'all to understand this man was locked up in prison. He was in prison, and he didn't fall victim to a lot of the things that could happen to most folks in prison. You can become a repeat felon while in prison.
Yes.
You can murder somebody. You can kill somebody, or somebody kill you. It's a dangerous place to be in. So I want everybody to kind of just wrap their mind around that and think about how he actually separated himself from what everybody was doing, even in the midst of being in the same environment that or doing some things that caused him to be in this same environment. But he found a way, that he was able to get out. So let's go ahead and talk about the sleepy pillow.
Okay, well, the sleepyhead pillow
excuse me.
Yeah, the sleepyhead pillow came about one day. I was sitting there watching TV, and it wasn't on TV that really interested me. So I decided to go get my paper and pencil in my coffee. That was my motto: paper, pencil, in my coffee.
Yeah.
And then I pray, and then I ask God to give me a vision of something that I can draw, that I can turn into a business, that I can support me, my family, friends, and have enough money to loan and don't worry worry about it if I don't get it back.
Sure.
But I still wanted to be a blessing. But don't get it wrong. All of this took places because I started asking God questions, and I got him involved in my life, and he answered some questions, showed me some things,
sure,
and explained to me in a sweet voice that he wasn't mad at me, because
right.
He said, you had amnesia about your salvation, so he not going to hold me accountable for something I didn't know.
I love it.
But he understood that there was another way of thinking that saw what I'm capable of doing.
Sure.
And they invited me to do something in that area because I didn't know who I was and where I was going.
I love it, man. I love it. So you got in God's path, and it led you to this sleepy head pillow. Is that the name of it?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the sleepy head pillow. Explain to our listeners what the sleepy head pillow is.
It's a portable hand pillow that helps sleepy travelers get rest any place, anytime, anywhere. And right there from the palm of your hand, I can help you recharge your mind, your body, and your soul. And with my pillows, you can turn any zone into a comfort zone, and you can do it right there from the palm of your hand. But the pillow came about from the backtrack a little bit. The day I was looking at TV, then had nothing to do, went to get my coffee and paper to draw. A gentleman was coming into the day room where we watch TV.
Sure.
I told him I'm sitting in that chair that's close to the TV because I wear glasses.
Right.
So when I came back, he was sitting in the same seat I told him I was sitting in.
Gotcha.
I said he must be having a bad day, so
I got you.
I'm gonna go back here and sit at another table that he could have sat at, and I just sat there and watched him. And I had to pray to calm myself down because I wanted to say something to him.
Yeah.
But I said nah. Then that voice said, "Just relax," because I got used to trying to hear God help me to think.
Sure.
So here come this sweet voice again saying, just relax. Look at how he's sleeping.
Yes.
Won't you design a pillow based off of how he's sleeping?
Wow. So that's where the idea.
That's where the idea
That's where
came
the light
from.
bulb went off. God gave you that idea.
What?
So let's talk about the different compartments that the pillow has and everything.
Yes, the pillow has an inside. It's two pillows in one where you can insert your hand into the pillow and rest on either side of the pillow. Will bring comfort to your face, and then it also brings comfort to the back of your hand in case you leaning up against a hard surface.
I love it.
But I also installed a headband that helps the pillow be used in a hands-free position.
And let's talk about the pocket. Inside the pocket, I thought that was pretty cool. You could write your dream on a piece of paper.
Yes. When these pillows going to hit the market, there's going to be new ideas and creative ways to inspire the consumer.
I love it.
And let them know how important their dreams are as well as them. And there is nothing that says their dream can't come true because there's no law saying you can't be successful. There's not one saying you got to be poor. So the only person that can stop you is you.
Is you.
And the happy expression that's on the pillow, is just to remind you how you should feel about your dreams coming true. And you'll have my pillow in your hand to prove it, because there's nothing and nobody that can stop you from feeling that destiny that God gave only you.
I love it. I love it. Through adversity, from pushing pounds to pushing pillows.
Amen.
A beautiful story of an inventor, Michael Peaks. So let's talk. How can the folks get in contact with you, Michael, before we close?
Okay, well, they can get in touch with me at www.sleepy-headpillows.com. Make sure you put the hyphen in there, and make sure you put head and pillows as one word. And also you can go to sleepyheadcustoms.com. That is one word. But it'll show you how you can show you some of the other products that I customize for other companies, because I also offer customization. What is that word?
Is it a prototype?
Well, you can customize it to your liking, your pictures, your names. I got businesses that buy the pillows and put their business.
And do you still have the prototype to this?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. So listen, I hope you guys have heard something on today that has been great. We have had the one and only Mr. Michael Peaks. And listen, your failures do not disqualify you from being great. And remember, this is the Ross Cloud Podcast, and I'm your host, Carl Ross Sr. But before we close out, we're going to let Michael Peaks have the last word. What's up, Michael? You want to say something to the people out there?
Yes, this is very important. I dare get on the air and not share the way I got here. It's not me just having this gift. It was me having a destiny and a purpose. So God made sure that it came to fruition no matter what you go through. So never let your mistakes stop you from getting where you need to go, because your mistakes become your best friends. You know why? Because they'll tell you the truth. And they'll tell you the last time you did something. You remember how that worked? So your mistakes can become your best friends. Remember that. Learn from them and change your life.
All right. And you heard it first right here on the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm Carl Ross Sr. And again, we have had a conversation of motivation and of inspiration with Mr. Michael Peaks. Please join us on our next episode coming real soon. Please check us out on Spotify and all platforms. I'm Carl Ross Sr. and I'm out. Peace.